To you, my cyber beauties, Navaeh here. And today I would like to answer a question that was asked to me, and that question was, why do I find myself in bad relationships? Okay, so for that, I say this, okay? From the moment we make our grand entrance into this world, we were destined for suffering. And I say that because, well, through love, we've been conditioned poorly. See, when we are first born, right, we come out and we're very needy. So we depend on other people, our caretakers, to feed us, change us, clothe us, bathe us, comfort us, entertain us, and stuff like that, right? And then by the time we become toddlers, now we are taught to become unsure of ourselves. So we are taught to not explore. So we are told, no, don't touch that. Stop running, you're going to fall or scrape up your shoes. Don't get your clothes dirty. Don't play in the dirt. Don't do this. Don't jump. Don't. Okay? So now we get into the school age years. And elementary school now, comparison begins. So now it's the one that has the most stars and the one who gets the most stickers and the one who colors inside the line better and and stuff like that. So now it's junior high, right? So now we're making the transition from elementary to a whole different building, okay? And now we're trying to find ourselves. So now what do? We have a tendency of building groups. Okay, so now you have a group of friends who hang out together and stuff like that all day. So then now you got the high school age where you are unsure of every damn thing, from your sexuality to your place in the world and what you want to be, if you want to be anything at all. And you are balancing wanting to be a kid but yet wanting that freedom the same as an adult would, without having the responsibilities of the adults. So we get older, and now that we are needy, competitive, grouped up, unsure, insecure, low self-esteem, now we're adults with all of those things. So now what do? When we start dating, we look outside of ourselves to fill the voids that has been placed upon us from childhood. So you want that mate to show you the love that you felt that you didn't receive as a kid, and just don't really remember that you felt that way. But believe me, you felt that way. All right, you didn't get enough love, you didn't get enough attention, you didn't get acknowledged, you didn't you know you weren't shown gratitude or anything like that. So, and then, we go out throughout our days expecting other people to give us those things, their kindness, their respect, compassion, empathy, understanding, togetherness, belongingness, when in fact we've always had those things inside of us. See, when you're looking for love from outside of yourself, that's because you don't realize that you are love. That's why you can't find it, because you're looking for yourself. But you're looking for yourself through other people, and no one is you. We are all created of love. This body doesn't exist. It's just an aid, a tool for us to experience life on earth. But we are not the body, because without the soul, without our spirit, the body wouldn't move. But the spirit doesn't need the body to exist. So therefore, we cannot be the body, because that's not permanent, without thinking that maybe you can be the spirit, the awareness of the body, the awareness of all things here. That's what you are. You are the awareness. You're not solid. You're a vibrational, energetic, biochemical field of thought. And that's how we experience life, through pure thought. Thoughts of what should be, what shouldn't be, what could be, what wasn't, what would have been, and all that stuff. And it's in these thoughts that we get lost in the stories that we tell ourselves in our heads about how people should be doing this for us because we did that for them. People shouldn't do this because, well, I wouldn't do that. But if that's the case, then damn it, don't do it. All of your morals, all of your values, all of your standards that you set for other people are only to be applied to the self. I am not supposed to follow your morals. I'm not supposed to follow your values, and I am not going to follow your standards because I have a brain of my own, a body of my own, and a mind of my own. So why should I have to live my life according to you? And vice versa. Why should you live your life according to me? We all have our separate lives to live. We are lives. We are life. Life is not something that's happening around us. Life is happening within us, inside of us, every moment. Not seconds, not minutes, not days, hours, or weeks. Every day, every moment, every moment. Every moment is a moment for creativity. Every moment is a moment for change. And every moment is a moment for opportunity. But you have to create those things for yourself in order to get those things. So if you're going to be nice and do these wonderful things for your mate, like cook dinner, set baths, give back rubs, whatever you do in a bedroom, just to be that kind of person, then you won't ever have that expectation. Therefore, experiencing disappointment. When I do something nice for someone, I do not expect to get paid back. I do it because it made me feel good the moment I was doing it. Therefore, well, I got what I wanted, to feel good. So if I give my mate a back rub, I'm not expecting one back, but I do get them without even having to ask. When I cook a meal, I don't expect one back. Well, let me rephrase that. When he cooks a meal, he doesn't expect one back from me. But I love cooking, but he loves cooking too. So, well, I make him happy, you know. But, I will cook. And it's not because I have to. It's because I want to. It's like, babe, you've cooked, you've been cooking, so I got this. Let me make you dinner tonight. Let me whip up something for lunch or for breakfast or something. So he doesn't do it with the expectations of me doing it back. He does it because that's what he wants to do. He wants to eat. And, well, he wants to feed me too. So it kind of works out, It's in your expectations that you continuously find disappointment. And also, I believe that it's a lack of self-esteem. You don't believe that you can do better, or you're impatient and can't wait for better. But whatever the case may be, it's all you. You are attracting you. So whatever you see in someone else, those are all the things that are in you. It's no one else's responsibility to make you happy. It's no one's responsibility to keep you happy. It's no one's responsibility to make you anything, to do anything for you. You're not obligated to all of that stuff, but you are obligated to serve others. You're not obligated to receive. You're only obligated to give. And if you receive in return, well, that's a bonus. We cannot pick and choose when to love. Love is just love. And love literally is unconditional. But that doesn't mean that you love without boundaries, because there are times you're going to have to love others from afar, because they're on a different path than you are. They have different wants than you. And you guys, well, split roads. And it's okay. You're supposed to have met that person along your journey. Because without the suffering, then how can you help someone else? You have to be able to relate in order for you to have a complete understanding of whatever it is that someone else is going through. So all of your shitty relationships that you think that you've had, they're in fact great relationships because they have lessons within them. You just have to find them. But first you have to look for them. And know that all of those things only apply to you. So let's say if you are in a relationship and your mate cheated on you. Instead of blaming your mate for cheating, it's really cheating only if that person considers it cheating. So things are only as the individual sees it. So instead of looking at it as them cheating on you, you can look at it as, well, they are not right for you because they want to have sex freely with whomever they want, which they have that absolute right, okay? Because it's their life and they can do with it with whatever they choose, just like you. Just like you choose to be faithful, they choose to, well, spread their love around, so to speak. Well, not even their love, but just to have like meaningless sex. It has nothing to do with you. It's not that you weren't good enough or that someone else is better. It's just that you guys want different things. And you're going to go for what you're going for, which is a committed relationship to where you're faithful, and that person's going to do whatever they want to do to make them happy. And you have to accept that. No one is obligated to be with you. No one is obligated to love you, especially if you are unable to love yourself. And to love yourself is to know, one, you are perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Two, you've never made a mistake, because every action has a lesson within it. So I think it's only a mistake if you haven't learned anything from it. And that's going to be the mistakes that you're going to continue to make until you learn those lessons within those actions and results. Three, you are love. You don't have to seek it. You don't have to get it from anyone because it's already there. You are it. That's you. You're love. See? Love. Love. That's you. Okay? Four, don't have expectations. Because again, expectations leads to disappointment. But instead, be accepting that that person is exactly who they are, where they are at the moment that they are being, just like you are where you are at the moment of your beingness. What's good for you has to be good for every single person walking the face of this earth. You're not that, you're no better than anyone else. Why should you have the right to do everything that you've chosen to do? Whether your options were crappy and you had to choose the best of the worst, it doesn't matter. You had that opportunity to have that option to make a choice. You have to be okay with everyone else having the same rights as you. The things that you don't like in other people are things that you should not do yourself. Things that you love in other people, well, then those are the things that you should probably look into and see if you can pick up some of those traits. Discover techniques and skills on how to maintain that beingness. And instead, you will actually find yourself in happy, loving, equal relationships. You have to be equal. What's good for you is good for everyone else. Also, I would like to say that when you have a problem in your relationship, don't go outside your relationship. You're not dating your friends. You're not dating your family members. You're not dating the social networks. You're not dating anyone but your mate. And that is the only one that you should be confiding into, because that is the only one who's going to help make your relationship better. Now, if you find yourself unable to communicate with them effectively, well, then you would need to then learn communication skills, because everyone can be communicated with as long as you speak the same language. Okay? So, stop looking to your girlfriends for advice. Because what's going to happen is that something's going to go down between you and your friend, and they're going to spread all your business around, and you're going to make matters worse, because, well, it's embarrassing to know that your mate is unhappy with you and is talking about you behind their back. If you don't want your friends to talk about you behind your back, what makes you think your mate is okay with you talking about them behind their back? Stop doing the talking behind the backs. If you want to be in a grown-up relationship, then you have to act grown-up. You have to take responsibility for all of your actions. You have to take responsibility for all of your thoughts. You have to take responsibility for all of your spoken words that leaves your mouth, and even your physical will. No one is to blame for any crappy relationships that you are in except you. And that's because, well, of your thoughts about the relationship. Because in fact, when you were really in the relationship, you were okay. And when it, let's say you guys broke up, by the time you broke up with that person, in all actuality, you were pretty much done yourself. You're just upset that they made the move first. You were done. You were done. You were done. And for those who wasn't done, Well, you have to be, because you have to love them enough to let them go. If you say you love that person, well, then love them enough for them to be happy without you. That's love. Because anything else is selfishness. If you want to stay with somebody who doesn't want to be with you, and you know that being with you makes them unhappy, being with you makes them miserable, is that something that you would want for yourself? Of course not. So we just have to be mindful on how we treat people and how we talk to people and how we interact with other people. And it's then that you are going to start attracting positive, desirable results into your life. Because people are going to really see you for you, and they're going to know that regardless of, no matter how many times Navaeh has been knocked on her ass, she still was there willing to help other people. She still showed that person kindness. She still showed that person respect. Or she just said the hell with that person, bounced, and never looked back. But one thing they will never say is that Navaeh is fake and phony. Now, whether you believe me to be authentic or not, well, that's your thoughts. And then you have to ask yourself, why do you think that I'm fake and phony? Is it because that's what you are? Because we can't see outside of ourselves to judge anyone else. Because it's nothing but self-projection that happens. I mean, to give, just give you a little taste. The eyes, our two eyeballs, we don't see out of them. We don't see out. We don't see out. Light comes in and hits our retina. Sends message to our brain, in the back of the brain, the visual cortex right here in the back. And then pictures are developed, just like a camera. So when you think you're looking out into the world, you're not. It's kind of freaky when you sit down and think about how the body is and how it operates and the inner and outer workings of the body. It'll freak you the hell out, because you come to realize, holy shit, I'm really in my own little world that's inside of my head. Because your blue may not be my blue. I just pointed to a color that you learned was blue. So when I pointed to the color, the same color that you pointed to when you were told it was blue, you tell me that it was blue. But guess what? It could be green. My green can be your blue. But when we both look at that same thing, it's blue. Because no two eyes sees the same. So even the shades of green that you see are not the same shades of green that I see. Our world is literally in our heads. Nothing really happens outside of us. Things just happen around us. But we create the picture and the story individually in our own heads, separately. That's how life works. It's nothing but vibrations. That's all we are. Energy that communicates vibration, through vibration and frequencies. And that's how the laws of the universe responds to us. Because that too is nothing but vibrations and frequencies. So, but I'll get into that later one day. I'll make a law of attraction video and karma and all that stuff, because I find that it's helpful and it works. It has never, ever, ever changed. The laws of attraction is consistent despite of, regardless of. So those are the true laws, not man's laws, because those aren't really laws. Those are pretty much rules and regulations that we need to abide by as a society in order for us to be safe and to be able to live long enough to enjoy this world and to make an impact and serve our purpose. Yeah. Life is great when you know how it works and how to make it work for you. But enough of that. I can go on for days about that stuff. So I think I need to stop now. But in any case, like I said, you're dating if you find yourself in shitty relationships, that's because you are in a shitty space. You pretty much we date ourselves. Okay? when we find ourselves in corrupt relationships, that's because we are corrupt inside. Okay, when we find ourselves in loving and fulfilling and desirable relationships, that's because that's what we are inside. We teach people how to treat us by the way that we treat ourselves. So if you don't have enough love in you for yourself to know that, well, this relationship isn't right for me, it's not making me happy, it's not going anywhere, and I'm finding myself upset, complaining, irate more than I do find myself laughing and smiling and enjoying it, it's time to go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Because you need to make room for that right one for you. If you are holding on to a relationship that's negative and draining, how are you going to ever find that right one for you? There is over 7 billion people on this whole entire planet. There is a right one out there for you. But you have to first get right. Because, essence, you really always get the right ones for you. You just don't like the way you look. So then change the way you look. And then you'll change the type of relationships that you find yourself into. So if you want a healthy relationship, then you have to become healthy inside. Okay, if you don't know how, which most of us do not know how. I know I didn't know how until I discovered it on my own. But that's because I sought it out. I didn't wait for someone to provide me with answers, knowing damn well they don't know what the hell they're talking about, because they're just as bad off as I am. If you want to find how to have a healthy, balanced relationship, then you surround yourself and you indulge yourself around people who have those things. You cannot expect someone with a broken relationship to know how to be able to fix your own. Because if they knew that, well, then theirs wouldn't be so shitty now, would it? Of course not. So you have to be able to, not even be able to, but you have to want to do better, to be better, in order to get better so that you can have better. Because it doesn't happen any other way. You keep depending on people to make you happy. You keep depending on people to show you respect. You keep continuing to depend on people to show you kindness and all this stuff, and you're not even doing it for yourself. That's kind of hypocritical, and really that's unrealistic. You have to become realistic with life. If you are asking for A, B, and C from a mate, you have to be able to give them A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's how that goes. You have to give yourself freely, no holding back. Because we like to see people vulnerable, because we are vulnerable. So when you find someone who is okay with being vulnerable and asking for your help or asking for your guidance or is just open with themselves like an open book, because I'm an open book. You can ask me any question, I'll answer it. I don't care, because I don't make mistakes. I've never made a mistake. I thought I did at a few times a whole bunch of times in my life, but I realized no actions that I've ever made were mistakes, because they all brought me to this space of peace that I'm in right now. And without the suffering, well, how can I know peace? We have to experience one before we can even know what the other look like. Because it's usually the one that we first experience that we realize, oh no, this shit sucks. I don't want this. I want something else. So you have to look for something else before you get something else. But you also have to be something else, because whatever it is that you are being is what you will continue to attract. So I hope that helps. I don't want this to be a long, drawn-out video. And just wish you guys the best of luck. Okay? And I just want you to know that if you have any questions, you can always just inbox me. And I'll be more than happy to help you. Yeah, I've been through some stuff, so I know a few things. All right? But with that said, I just want to wish you all love and light. Wishing you guys a kick-ass day. And I hope that you get all things desired. Until then, Navaeh here, and I'm out. Love you guys. Bye.